What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year to everybody. We're back on site and we are finishing up phase 1 of Jay's new shop. Yes, this exterior shed is getting finished today. We got a lot to go. We got a lot to do. We're putting up some exterior walls, we'll call them. We got some electric to run. We got a garage door to put up. We have a garage door opener to put up, and we got some shelves. So this video is jam-packed. Let's get at it. All right, so we decided to paint the post and the girder black, which I think that looks better. So the next thing I need to do is I need to paint all of this LP Smart Side fascia board. And what that is going to be, we talked about on the outside, I'm going to put some 1x, with a little bit of a gap, just so you kind of keep some of the weather out so you can't see right into it. And I decided to go with this LP Smart Side because it was way cheaper than me going and buying a bunch of 1x material, if you get my drift. So, but I'm going to paint it. So I'm going to do the backs and then the two sides, and then I'll put it up. And then once it's up, after I shoot it or screw it or however I'm going to put it up, then I'll go back and just paint all the faces. But that's the next step, is painting all of this. I sure wish Stephanie was home because she loves to paint. Also, while I had the paint out, I thought I would just go back and hit the fascia a little bit more. I had the nail holes in there and some big stretch caulk marks, so I just want to make sure that looked all good. Morning. It's a brisk, like 31 degrees outside. I waited a little bit. It's like almost 9:30 to even get started today. So I took today off. I think it's gonna be a little slow at work, so I took the day off to do this stuff. So let's talk about what we got again. We got this 1x8 LP Smart Side fascia material that I'm going to use to kind of enclose this thing. Today I'm going to put up with a 16 gauge DeWalt nailer with 2.5-inch nails because I have a few of them laying around. These are galvanized, but I don't know if they're rated exterior or not, but this will at least get it up. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll put just a couple in each post just to get it up because I don't have tons of these nails. But what I do have tons of, and I don't know why, is I have almost a whole box of these 15-inch or 15 gauge Senko nails. And I know we use these exterior as well. These are galvanized as well. But the only thing I don't have is I don't have the gun today. So I'll just peg it up with this, and I'm going to go back after the fact and just put a bunch of these Senkos in there. And then I also got, I'm super excited about this, is I got a little 6.5-inch DeWalt saw. That other one I had, that big one, it's so big and bulky. So I got this one kind of just for easy cuts, for cutting this material. It should be super great. So let's get this thing going and get some of this material put up. So I sat back, I was looking at this, and I was like, those gaps look really big. I don't remember when I was figuring it out and kind of planning this thing, I didn't think they were that big. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. This is why it's always good to work with a partner, someone that can catch your stupid mistakes. So I made these little 1-inch blocks. Well, we're supposed to be 1-inch blocks. And I put little arrows on them to be smart. Okay, that's my inch, and not even thinking I'm such a moron. That's not an inch. That way is 1.5 inches. The way I ripped it was this way. Is the inch. So all these are 1.5 inches and not an inch. And I know it's not that big of a deal, but I don't want the gaps to be that big. They're supposed to be 1/2 inch tighter. So you can't see through it as much. So I need to take these last 3 boards down and bang them all up tight. All right, that looks a lot better. That's definitely more the look I was going for. I guess it could be even thinner, but then I'm just using more material. But I think this is good. This is just so that when you first pull up, it's not like boom, tractor and golf cart. It just looks like a structure and you're not really going to see what's in it. So I think that's way better. One pro tip when working with 16-foot material by yourself is that I put a screw on the one end where I know the board is going to go, and then I simply rest the board on that screw, go to the other end, put it up tight where it needs to go, nail it, go back to the other side, take the screw out, put it where it needs to go, nail it, and then I do the insides to make. All right, looks pretty awesome. Now, obviously, it's still white because I have to paint it still, but so here's where I got into the problem. So you can see how much space I have here, and then how much space I have down there. But this gravel's piled up pretty high right here. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to grade this down a little bit to about there. And I think from there I can get a full board in. So what I'll do is I'll put a full board from there to there, and then I'll just take a little bit of a rip off of this one and go that way. And I think it'll look fantastic. You can notice that I did paint the bottom of that board because where I ripped it, I didn't want any unpainted or unprimed material touching the ground or getting wet. So I threw a coat of paint on the bottom before I actually put it up. Next, I need to put in a 4x4 in this half wall. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow me something to nail the 1x8 to, but it's also going to be the structure that the garage door is attached to. So I'm going to dig in the bottom of it, and at the top where it meets the top rafter, I will notch it so it lays in plane flush with the outside of the rafter. This is over here. That's the width of my joist of that 11 degrees. So 11 degree short point. And then this needs to be also 11 degrees. That'll all come out, and then all this will come out. That will come out, that will come out, and that will come out. Alrighty, I think this is it. Let's do it, let's cut it. If not, I'll stick it in the ground. When doing the cross cut here, I need to make sure that I set the depth of my saw to 1.5 inches so that I don't cut too deep on that cut. And then I'll probably just use a buzz saw, or you can use a jigsaw to clean up the cut a little bit better. I gotta dig more. It doesn't go in because I need it to go down and then back up. So that'll be good because a little bit of concrete going underneath it, but I need to dig more. I think I got her. So she's up in there. She's not super tight up to the joist. I don't know if you saw my struggles, but it was down below, and I'm an idiot. I was trying to get inside of this bay, and that's why it was so deep. I had to be on the outside, so I could have got it to go in there super easy, but you know, whatever. It's a struggle, but whatever. So it's in there good. I got her plumbed up. I got her level. I got my same distance from the outside to the front. All right, 2023, done. Rolling 2024. Now, don't get me wrong, 2023 was a great year, but I love the freshness of a new year. You know, and everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And one that always comes up is I'm going to eat better. Well, you know what? I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm going to save money, I'm going to eat better, and I'm going to stress less. And how am I going to do that? HelloFresh. Does that sound good to anybody else? It's easy. Join America's #1 meal kit today and say hello to the most delicious year yet with fresh ingredients and chef-crafted recipes at a price that you'll love. And the best part of it is, it's delivered right to your door. So one of the biggest fights we have in our house is, what are we gonna eat? It's like we always eat the exact same thing all the time and nobody can come up with any different recipes. Well, Not with HelloFresh. Dig into their biggest menu yet with 45 plus dinner options and even more market items that suit any healthy lifestyle. They also have 30 plus calorie smart and protein smart recipes each week. So I've always said that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And you know what? HelloFresh agrees. In fact, they're giving all subscribers free breakfast for life. Wait, what? Yep, that means you'll enjoy a totally free breakfast item with every single HelloFresh delivery. Now that's super important. You ready to make a fresh start with HelloFresh in 2024? Click the link in the description or use my code and get free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. So thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video and helping my family have a happy and healthy 2024. So I'm working on this back part of the shed here, and I'm doing the same concept with that, except for here I'm going to actually go up all the way onto the roof. And actually things have changed huge. This was supposed to be just a little shed, but now I think because I added that front post in there, I was thinking, I'm like, you're going to look in here and see all this crap in here, and it's not going to look great, and Stephanie's going to hate it. So I am going to add a few more features. I'm going to add some power. I'm going to add some lights. I got Hyperlite. They sent me some of these lights. I'll show them to you, show the install, but they're fantastic, so thank you to Hyperlite. And also, I bought a garage door and a garage door opener. So I'm going to put a garage door and garage door opener in there with a keypad. Because I was thinking, if I just get a garage door, Nan's going to have to try to pick it up every time, and you have to try to lock it. It's going to be bad. So I'm going to paint everything black from the outside. It's going to look great. It's going to look professional. It'll look like when you pull up, it's not just crap sitting out. And I think Stephanie will love it. So we will get into that a little bit later. But first, let's go ahead and work on this back part here. So I have two 4x4s that I'm going to put in here for support, because these long 1x8s are 16 foot long. This is a 14-foot span, and they can't just flop around. I don't want them to flop around. So this is my crazy idea, and I don't know if it's completely moronic or not, but so as you know from digging on here, this ground is so hard right here. This is the old Thomas Valley Road. So what I'm thinking is I got these post bases, 4x4 post bases, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to secure it right to the ground. I got these big long 12-inch stakes, and I'm just going to pound this stake down in there to hold this base in place. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going anywhere. And if I put some weight on it, and when I put it to the ceiling, if I just make sure that I cut it a little bit long and kind of pry it down in there, I think this will just hold my base in place, and I'll be good. Now that I have my posts in and secured, I can start putting up these slats on the back wall. As you can see, I just put a 2x4 pressure treated against the garage there, and I did use some long lag screws to put that in. I also put Lexel in the holes again to stop from any rot, any water getting in back behind the siding and rotting any of the sheathing. So I will say it's a little slow going this morning. As you can see, it's pretty freaking cold outside. It was like 20 when I woke up this morning. So back at this back wall here, and like I said, I did get my Cinco gun, Jamie's Cinco gun from his house, and I think this is shooting like 2-inch nails, which would be great. And I have a whole box of them, so it'll be better that I don't have to go out and buy any. So it was a little bit of a trick to get this 1x8 to go up onto the existing roof, but I just put a pressure treated piece of 2x4 on the old garage. So I had a nailer, and then I did my 11-degree angle on the new roof and a 45-degree angle on the existing roof to make sure that they leveled out. Okay, so the garage door I'm putting in here is 8 foot by 7 foot. So I need the final opening. Talk to James. I looked everywhere. I mean, so many discrepancies on how you should frame this door. The one we have inside, actually, the garage door sits inside like 1.5 inches, kind of butts up against it, but I want the maximum width between my posts to get my machines in and out. So the door is 8 by 7, so I'm going to go 8 foot on my final opening, and these 4x4s are going to be my final opening. So I got a mark here set at 8 foot. So that's where my other post is going to go, 8 foot. So I'm going to go 3.5 this way, 3.5 that way. And that's where my post is going to go. And then the same thing is just going to go up and tie into that rafter just like this. And just like I talked about in the back, these front pieces are going to go across all the way to a 2x4 on the wall here. And then up and around the front too to kind of frame it all in and make it look nice. So I guess it's time to make the donuts. I guess I got to frickin' dig this hole. All right, I got my angle cut. I got my post cut. What I did is I took a tape and I pulled 8'3" from the outside of that one over, and I leveled up a line as best I can to get an idea of kind of where it's going to go up at the top. Because remember, I want an 8-foot opening clear. So I need to put the post in there, hold my thing to the mark, pick it up, and screw it all at the same time. I mean, I'm kind of Superman, but it ain't going to happen. But Stephanie can help. She's got the muscle. So I interrupted her day of doing nothing to come out and help me on this beautiful day. She works hard during the week, and she deserves some time off. She's actually been working on the house. She got some new knickknacks. She makes the house look beautiful, and she does a great job, so I can't complain there. But she's going to help me do this. So we're going to stick it in the hole, pick it up, peg it, and then we're going to pull some numbers and kind of get it set to where it needs to go. Then I'm going to pour some concrete. All right, there's the door. Only problem is that it's white, and white on that will look really blah. So I told Steph I would paint it. So I got Ray's sprayer. I'm gonna open this up. I'm just gonna lay the panels out in the driveway and then just spray them. That way I can get the sides, I can get the faces. The backs I don't care because you're not gonna see it, but I do want to get that. Jamie said I could try to put it together, you know, and then let it go up, and as the crack shows, I could paint that and then let it dry, but it'll take me weeks. So if I do this and just let it dry the next couple days in the driveway, then hopefully when I get a chance, I can get this thing installed. So we need some lights in here. And good for me is that I have some awesome partners over at Hyperlite. We've worked with them in the past. They sent us some lights, and they're a fantastic company that makes some awesome products. And they hooked me up with some capsule series lights. These are, let me read real fast. The linkable LED vapor tight capsule series is a vapor tight design for wet applications. A waterproof polycarbonate housing, impact resistant, fully sealed against dust, moisture, fumes, and insects. And that's what I need. These things are super cool. You can wire them together. They clip apart, easy wire installation. Just stick the wires in there and they're good to go. So Hyperlite, thank you again so much for that. So look flat. Looks pretty flat to me, man. That's pretty awesome. I wish I could just plug it in to see how light it is. But I don't have that ability. I gotta get some power. So what I'll do is this one will go up here. And then one will go here. And the garage door is gonna go there. And as you can see, I already drilled a hole over here through my house. I'm gonna put an outlet and a switch here. So it'll be switch, outlet here to plug something in, outlet up top for the garage door opener, and then power running all the lights. So, all right, I'm happy with that. Like I said, these things are super light. I have no worries about that thing falling down. It only weighs a couple pounds. So, again, hey, thanks to Thanks to Hyperlite for hooking these things up. And let's get to, I guess, putting some more in. Or I may just go inside. I don't know. I think I'm done. I'll get a good day tomorrow. So here's our panel box that we're going to run our electric from. So we're just going to run some 12-2 up along the top there. Come down the wall here. I'm going to cut some holes in the studs here, and then I cut a hole out here. And the reason why is I'm going to put another outlet in right there. The reason being is that these outlets on the wall, this is where the chop saw is probably going to go. And those run by the electric or by the switch. So that's great for the chop saw. I don't want to have the chop saw plugged in all the time. The switch is wonderful. But the problem is I'm probably also going to have my batteries on this wall. So every time I leave and I shut the light off, I don't want the batteries not to charge. So if I do this, I'll have an outlet there full time charging batteries. And then it'll jump over and run the lights and run the garage door opener. The garage door opener is only like 4 amps. It's nothing. And the lights are LEDs. So I'm not worried about anything there. I should have plenty of juice. So this is definitely one thing I like to keep around when I'm doing electrical. It's just a little tester. Just always put it on there. I know I positive I shut the breaker off, but just in case, always have this before you go grabbing wires. That way, in case you forgot to turn the breaker off, you don't electrocute yourself. So I have my wire ran from the box to my first outlet, from my first outlet jumping over to my second outlet and my switch. And then from there, I have a wire going up to the box that's going to have the outlet for the garage door opener. I got my second box wired up. See a green light? That's a good thing. Let's test it with our handy dandy tester here. 2 lights, correct. 2 lights, correct. I am not showing me actually wiring this up. I'm not an electrician, so I don't want anybody to watch my channel and go, oh, Jay said to wire it this way. I don't want to do that. So if you have questions on how to actually wire them, there's this cool thing on the internet. It's called YouTube. Go on there and watch a professional do it. I'm just showing you how I'm running mine from the box and what I'm doing to get the power to my to what I need. So, alrighty, number 3 outlet. Correct. So I didn't show me putting that up because it took a long time, and I just got some wire. Like again, these lights are super light, and so I think just some wire hanging from some screws there. It's not ideal, but I think for me, it's going to be what works because I don't really have a lot of options. I don't want to build a big old thing, so I think that's going to be sufficient. So let me get this thing wired up and see if it works. Okay. So we know outlet 1 works, and we know outlet 2 works, and I know outlet 3 works. I see my double yellow there. Double yellow, you're the one. Okay, now, so when I flip this switch, this should turn that light on. What? Nice. Ellis, getting her done. Look at that. Watch this. Watch. What? Watch. Oh, yeah, dude, that Hyperlite is bright. She's going to light it up. Dude, with 3 of them bad boys and that one, and then one more down here, it's going to light up like a Christmas tree. Sweet. All right, Christmas is over, and unfortunately, it's time to get back to work. I've had a few days off. It's been nice just sitting around the house doing nothing. But this thing ain't going to build itself, so it looks like we're going to get going. I got the lights going. Got some light out here. I think what's next is let's get this garage door put in. For preparation for this garage door install, I need to make sure that where the garage door is going to come down is flat. Because I don't have any poured concrete. I'm not going to pour a little footer here. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to make sure that the ground, remember this ground's super hard. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and level. That way when the garage comes down, it'll just come down to the gravel and stop. Man, I could really use Stephanie about right now. She's awesome at reading instructions, and I suck at reading instructions. So, alrighty, let's see what we got to do here. That's an awful lot of parts. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of tools to actually install this garage door. So take it serious and go through and make sure that you have all the correct tools before you get started. The biggest thing again was just making sure I had a level surface before I even started to think about installing it. And then just take your time, read the instructions, make sure that you're putting everything in the correct way so that you don't get into any major problems. But anyway, so it's going good there, and I got them set up on some cardboard so they're off the gravel as I'm putting them on. Now, as you can see, this one is damaged, and I might make that one the top now that I think about it, because you probably won't really see that one. That's going to be the very top one. So I'm going to switch that one out. And also, as you can see on the time lapse, is that I have been going off camera every once in a while. And the reason being is this, is that I've been going over and looking at these garage doors that are already installed to make sure that I got everything on the right side and that nothing is too out of whack, you know. I got stuck a little bit, I ain't gonna lie, so I actually had to go on and look on it on YouTube to figure out how to get these things tensioned up. There was one little part that I missed. Didn't make any sense, but I think I got it now. So let me get back to trying to tension these springs and see if I can get this door actually working. So another thing I need to do here is, I think I got the tension spring finally done. I think it's good, but I have to attach these. I don't have anything for these to attach to. Now I'm thinking what I'm going to do is just put a piece of wood from the top down in the right spot, and I can just pre-drill through that and just drill a screw in there and hold it in place. I think that's just as good as, you know, they use those angle brackets, you know, with the holes in it. And I've looked, I think you can order them when you order the door, and I forgot, but I went to Lowe's, I went to my local hardware stores, nobody has them, so I think that is going to be fine. Over here it'll be good. Over here where it's a little bit longer, what I'll do is I'll just put a little angle piece up just to make sure that it can't shimmy, cocoa pop, you know, around or anything. So, all right, so garage door is somewhat done. I still need to put the opener in, and I think I'm just going to go inside tonight with the instructions and just read through it a couple times first before I even think about doing that. But while I do have some extra light and now light, I need to do some shelves. So I got some 2x4s I'm going to put just as a runner along the back there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this leftover zip board. Nice, thick, solid zip board. I'm going to use that for the platform. And I got all these stickers from work. These nice big, I think they're like 3x3 stickers. And I'm going to use those as angle pieces to hold up my shelf. So I'll just do 2x4 across the back, 2x4 on the front, zip board on top of that, and then put these on, these angle pieces on. I think I'm going to do 2 shelves, 1, 2. All right, I will say that was a little sketch. Definitely try to get yourself a partner when cutting big old sheets of zip board like that. But as you can see, I was going like halfway, 3/4 of the way through, stopping, taking it, flipping it, and then going the rest of the way, because there's no way I would have been able to put that all the way through without somebody grabbing on the other end. So little sketch, but I did get it done. So what I did is I took two passes at 16. So that leaves me with like less than 16 because of the curve of the blade. So I'll just use those for my 12, because I'm going to do 12-inch ones on the back side. I think that worked pretty good, man. That thing is definitely stout. It's super dark. I'm tired. I got this going. I'm going to go inside and read my instructions to put the garage door opener. I'm guessing it's not going to be easy if I had to take a wild guess, but we'll see. Hey, look at my gas can. Let's see if it fits. Oh, yeah. Nice. Put some chainsaws and stuff up there, and then pull that down and lock it. Lock it. All right. Good night. The next thing is I need to put together the genie. Now, I did read the instructions last night, and they could have been in another language for all I know, because it was whatever. But one thing I also have to do is I have to put something from here going up to there straight up, because that's where the track needs to attach to. So I can do that now, or I can do it later. I think I'm just going to start putting this thing together and see where I'm at. So throw a TL on this bad boy. I'm going to do it in the garage so it's nice and flat. I'm not going to lose any screws. And I can just carry it out there when I'm done. So the Genie drive belt opener. Let's do this. Come on. Yeah. Lots of parts. I love it. So this is where I had to add that extra piece up to the joist to support the track for the garage door opener. One thing I was worried about how I was going to figure out is how to center the track and center the motor. So what you do is you just pick the garage door up and then set it down on top of the garage door, line it up, put your brackets up, and make sure that it's centered. It actually worked out great. So next we had to run some wire. So the garage door comes with two sensors on the bottom on each side. So I had to run wire from there back to the main box, and I also had to run wire for the garage door opener back to the main motor there and get all that hooked up. Okay. So everything is in. I don't know if it works or not, but I got these are the sensors. I got one green, I got one red. Here's my garage door opener. And I actually put it there because I was thinking that it's going to have an outside keypad. But I was thinking maybe you could just reach in and pop it like that. I don't know if that's a good spot or not. Maybe I'll move it around the corner or something. Or I don't know what I'll do with it. But for right now, that's where it's at. And then if I hit the light button on the thing, the light lights up. Now I'm afraid to hit anything yet because it says installation is complete. Owner is now ready to program. So now I need to go into the programming manual and read it. And it's a thick one. So I guess let's do that. I guess we can probably pick up all these tools. We probably don't need all these tools now. And I don't know what this is. This is like a battery backup. Do not install or connect the battery backup until the operator is installed and limits are set. See owner's manual. I don't know what that is, but we'll get back to that later. Okay, let's clean this place up and then read this instructions on how to program this thing. I think it's good, man. I only had one light bulb, so I do have to get another light bulb in there, but I have two garage door openers, which I'll probably never use. I got the wall unit there, and then I have the exterior one. This will be the way to get into it, like when Nana needs to just come and get into it. Now again, this is going to have the panels on it, so I will have to take that back off and put it back on the outside, but I just wanted to get it up for now. So let me put it in. I want to show you my code. What? I did not check the sensor. Oh, it works. The sensor worked. Nice. So that works. And then this works. I got it set to where it stops, boom. It also stops at a certain height, boom. And then, yeah, I think I'm good to go. I got the sensors going. Now, what I'll do here is I'm just going to put a header, like a piece of 2x4, like right here at that height, across it. And that way, it'll make like a header system across that. And then, of course, these boards will go up and around just like they did in the back. So I did change some things up. I did decide to put a couple braces at the very end, because again, this is going to have a shelf that comes into it from over here, so I need that to be sturdy. So I need 1, 2, 3 braces there, which I got there. And then I did put one over here too, because I didn't really love the way it looked with a bunch of nails and stuff out here. And this stuff, I don't know, is structurally not, I don't think how strong it is structurally, so I just put another brace there. That leaves me 5 more to do another one. Now I may do straight braces up and down like that, or I might do angled again. We'll have to see how it looks and how high up the shelf is, but I guess there's only one way to find out if this thing is safe or not. All right, well, I'm walking on it. I have lost some lbs. I'm only down to about 170, 175, somewhere in there. So, but I don't think I'm gonna have more than that on there. So I think that's a A+ home run. So I think that's enough for today. Tomorrow, gonna get some more material. Got to get some more material painted. Get some more material put up here in the front. Finish the shelves. I think that's it. All right, I think my material is dry enough. It's not totally dry, but I need to get going on this front. So I think it's dry enough to where I can flip it over, cut from the face so my saw doesn't get full of paint, and then get it up there so I can figure this front out, get it knocked out, and get moving on to some other stuff. Morning. Time to get started. I waited a little bit, let it warm up a little bit. It's a little chilly today, but so I got these panels. These are these LP Smart Side 10-foot panels. We had some extras laying around the job site, so I just went and took them. Jamie said it was all right. And what I'm gonna do with these, I'm gonna put these back behind. Let me show you where they're gonna go. I think I mentioned this before, but just to make sure. So what I'm gonna do is, you know what, I was just worried about rain coming in through these. I remember I'm going to have some chainsaws and weed eaters and stuff like that sitting out here. And I don't want it to get wet. I don't know if it would get wet, but just to play it safe, I'm going to put those panels across here. And I painted them black, so I'll put the good side facing out. So when you pull in, you won't see it. It'll just be all black. So you can see here, for some reason I'm not running true to this piece of wood, and then my gaps are open a little bit, and I don't really want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my pencil and I'm just gonna score a line like this. So as you can see, because I have a gap there, so if I just cut my line, I should drop down and tighten up that gap there. All right, so I got my next one. As you can see, it's not as bad. It's not the greatest, but I don't feel like taking it down, so I got another little pro tip I'm going to show you. and it's with your buzzsaw. What I'm gonna simply do is I just need to take some of that material. So if I just keep the weight of this thing on top of that shelf and I just run my buzzsaw and just in there, it will take away some material and it will drop down. So bingo! All right, the last one's a little tricky. I don't know who framed this thing. The frame crew did a pretty crappy job on this. It's not real square, so I don't know what's going on, but I got her in. Ah! Frog in my throat. All right, so let's get some more shelves up. I'm gonna do one more shelf. And I like how this one, it kind of planed out right at one of these. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna figure out where it goes and make it to where my top piece flushes with that. I think it'll look good. So I did decide to go with some angles. A, I just thought it would look better, and B, also because if this is a straight shot down to that one, that means that the bottom braces are holding up the weight of both shelves. And this way, this shelf is independent of its own from that shelf. Shelves are done. I think they look fantastic. I think they're super sturdy. Got a nice little 1-footer back there. That's just for Nana for some pots and some, the pesticides and stuff like that can be outside. I don't think I'll need another one, but down the road, if I do, I can always add it in there. No ifs, ands, no worries at all. I'm also going to probably try to hang the bikes up here out of the way a little bit. One thing I thought I was going to get the paint. I was so excited to get the paint. I'm like, oh, I get the paint now. But I don't get the paint because two things. One is I need to put this little header piece in. I'm going to put it from here across there just to kind of cap this off and then give this something because it's bowing in. Give that something to nail to. Also, I only have 2 of my Hyperlights, the capsule series. These things are great, man. They're super bright. And again, they're totally encapsulated, so no dirt, bugs, and stuff can get inside of them. But I got one more to put up. I'm going to put up over there. Now, again, when the garage door's open, you won't really see it. But when the garage door's down, if you're working in here or doing something, you'll be able to get some more light. So I'm going to do the light and then do that and then paint. It's a wrap. Besides a little bit of some touch-up paint on the outside, I think phase 1 is done. Phase 1 of the new shop is done, and now it's time to get inside. I cannot wait to turn this into something that does not look like this. Not sure what yet, but I definitely am super excited to see what is going to turn out. So if anybody has any ideas, any must-haves, don't-dos, things for my shop, please throw them in the comments. I read all the comments, so I should be able to see them in there. So again, I thank you so much for hanging with me on this phase 1. Super excited for phase 2. Thanks for building with me, and let's finish up this paint.